the lesson.
Oh yeah.
When you got out, you dropped that joint.
Blessings.
Yeah, and we'll get to that, but I got to then bring it back because there was a whole bunch of stuff that happened while you were locked up for that 2-year period.
Yeah.
And like you're saying, it was like halfway through that record deal situation. So he's been locked up. You guys started to lose a bit of the, you know, the drive or the confidence to do the music thing.
Yeah.
But I thought you did a really good job at keeping the shit together.
No, straight up, they
until
held
he
it
got
down,
out. Because like I said, I was watching the whole, you know, and I noticed, I'm just like, okay, so you've been locked up. And I was a bit like, you know, I don't know you, I just know you from the videos of the music. And I'm like, no, not the dude with the sunnies at the beginning of Run. Yeah. I was just like, fuck, you know. but
They're like, you said, not the fat one.
Show me.
But
He was pretty chubby back then.
But yeah, I as I was watching it, one of the things that I thought, like I said, we'll get to it. I thought that like, you know, because I think at the beginning of that video, it's like you getting out and you know your homeboys welcoming you back and shit. And I was thinking like, it must feel good, not just to get out, but to get out and to see, you know, the crew, what they've done while you've been gone and 100%. The way they've held it down. Because I imagine it'd be very easy to just give up and say, you know, fuck this.
Yeah,
like how many rap groups started and gave up 6 months later for whatever circumstances that wouldn't be anywhere near as full on as what you just, you know, what you were just talking about. But so then that's happened halfway through the label deal. You've managed to get yourself out of the label deal, and then I think the next joint was My Hood, and that was the first one with DJ Sefru.
Yeah.
And that's real G-Funky.
Yeah, I remember that track. When I heard that track, I was like, fuck yeah, they're back. You know what I mean?
So were you...
I was still locked up when they released that.
But were you still able to know what was going on?
Yeah, because they were getting radio play on Triple J and shit.
And you can hear the radio from inside.
I would always play it Thursday nights. So, and they're like, I already knew, like, especially if they told me a song was coming out, I'd be like, yeah, it'll be on Triple J tonight.
Yeah, these guys sometimes will be like, who's send me a verse, I'll do a verse. Yeah, he talk. But then
wait till you get out, lad.
It was good that we saved it and we waited for him to come out.
Because we were going to do a track for me inside, and then they sort of said, like, also I reckon like it'll be better like when you get out, like
build the momentum up, you know, like build the momentum.
This guy wanted to jump on all the tracks that we made.
But in my head I was like, fuck, what if I don't get out?
But now how did like that one, because I put kind of like marks and stars next to the joints that I really like, and that one I got a double star on it because that was super G-Funky, right? And it DJ Sefru, like that was the first time I'd caught onto his production, and now that I'm more familiar with it, I personally rate him really highly.
Yeah, he's a god. Shout out Sefru.
Yeah, I think he's right up there.
He's alright. He's alright.
Now that joint's on 1.4 million views. How did you guys hook up with him? Like, how did that?
So he did Run.
Yeah.
Oh, so you guys actually knew him from the...
He didn't make that beat.
No,
he produced, like, we recorded
it. It wasn't really like, it was just like I said, like...
Sammy Heat made that beat. Shout out Sammy Heat. He was one of the boys from...
Sammy.
Sammy Heat did all three of our first tracks, I'm pretty sure, eh? Yeah, he did all three of our first tracks, Sammy Heat. He's from our area as well.
So he made the beat, but Sefru, like, produced it.
Because he was tied up with Pistol P and Enzo, and I'm real close with Enzo. So then they hooked us up with that first session to go to Sefru, because they were already working with Sefru. And then we didn't go back to him for the two Just G's and Streets. And then they went back to him for My Hood.
And then so what made you go back to him for My Hood?
Oh, it was just a good vibe there, eh?
Yeah.
And I remember, like, I wanted to go back to him for ages. But things weren't working out at our record label.
Yeah, that was the problem. Because we felt like they were trying to take us on a different, we didn't want to go.
On a different path. Like, we wanted to go work with Sefru, he didn't want us to go work with Sefru. Oh yeah.
Like, it just wasn't. It just like we didn't mix with each other. You know what I mean? It's like not bad blood. It's just they had one vision for us. We had a different vision.
Creative differences.
So like we wanted to make sure we.
I don't even think they had a vision for us, to be honest with you. Yeah.
Whereas in you guys had a pretty clear vision.
No, we didn't even have a clear vision of what we wanted to do, but now looking back at it now, it's like, They had no vision of direction, but we didn't know what we were doing either. So it was like,
The blind leading
yeah,
the
the
blind.
blind leading the blind, like, what's the point of this? You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And then obviously then you get locked up and it kind of all feels
Yeah.
like it's just not going the way that you are hoping to go.
Yeah,
But
100%.
you've gotten out of it. You've clicked back in with Sefru, and that joint's on YouTube is sitting on 1.4 million views.
Yeah.
And then I think the one after that was Free Up featuring MELBRN.
Yeah.
And again, that joint in the video has a disclaimer. Now, I noticed these disclaimers starting to come out. I think maybe the first time I saw that was on a HP Boys joint. But what makes you guys put that shit out there? Is it because
We used to use it for like so the cops can't use shit against us. So
yeah.
Just in case they ever try to come pull up to anyone's house.
And because everything that's in the disclaimer is true.
Yeah, hard.
And then so
Use discretion is advised.
So don't blame us for your kids fucking running around.
Hey, yeah, we told you at the start of the clip, mother. You know what it was. Don't try to tell us you don't know what it was. You knew what it was.
That's why you read the terms and the
Straight it up.
terms and conditions, mate.
well, I actually paused it, man. Because I was just like, what the fuck? Because again, like Ozrap's changed so much.
Yeah.
Since
You don't really see it as much.
It's very intriguing as well when you see it, you know what I mean?
It's in red.
Yeah.
It's like a fucking warning sticker.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck's going on
What
here?
is
Like,
this? Hold on, let me pause it real quick. Yeah, 100%.
but now that joint features MELBRN. Now, how did you guys link in with MELBRN?
Oh, he's well, I've been pretty like close with MELBRN for a while, eh? Shout out MELBRN, man. He's the man.
Shout out MELBRN.
He's humble, man. That
It's just
guy-
off with
that
the
guy's
music,
humble.
I guess, eh? Like you make those connections, you network.
Yeah, hard.
It's just pretty much nowadays we've got social media, you know, like
Makes
you know,
it-
you
makes
start
it a lot
to
easier.
follow, you know, just follow them, like fucking oath, like you start chopping it in and that.
Yeah, because straight up, that Free Up track is ahead of its time, I reckon. By a long shot, bro.
Sort of got
We
big.
dropped that real early, bro.
So that was one of our first tracks that we ever made,
Yeah.
like, straight out. But we didn't like record it in that, but we had that track for ages. Cause like where MELBRN is, I'm usually on that because I was fighting cases in that. Like it was a bit red hot.
We had to take him off
It was a bit
everything.
red hot to be on, like, especially a track like that, you know. So it was like I just didn't want anything to affect because I was fighting such a big case. I didn't want anything to affect me in court.
Yeah, because these days they fucking use your lyrics
Bro, everything you know.
against you in court.
Yeah.
But I think there's sort of something going around now where they can't really use your lyrics against you
Oh, really?
anymore, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no shit.
But yeah, that track was there for ages, like before we even recorded Streets and all that.
Yeah.
Run was the first, but like after that, like we had that track there ages ago.
Yeah, okay, and then because you're in your situation, you're staying off the radar.
Yeah.
So then I'm guessing you guys reached out to MELBRN and said, "Do you want to jump on
Yeah.
this?"
Yeah, and he got back to it, he sent it back like straight away. And because he was saying to us, he goes, so the MELBRN doesn't really just jump on anyone's. But he played it in the studio and all the boys were like, so you gotta jump on this. And even he was like, yeah, I had to jump on it. He jumped on it.
The last 927. Oh yeah.